Hello, this is Jennifer. Welcome to another little installation of a mini class to help you become a little bit more familiar with certain yoga poses, just to build up your confidence in your practice. So before we start, if you can make sure you've got a blanket to use for afterwards to wrap yourself up with. It's always better to have them to hand than to have to hunt around the house for them when you're getting nice and comfortable to have your yogic rest. Um, so a blanket, and make sure your phone's off, and just come to a comfortable seat. Make sure that your sit bones are connected to your mat and have the feeling that your spine is lengthening. If it's uncomfortable for you to sit on the mat, trying to sit straight, if you take a block or even a cushion and just pop it underneath your sit bones, it just helps to make your spine straight. So sitting nice and tall. And just breathe in and out through your nose. Close down your eyes. Starting to become aware of the coolness of the air when you inhale through your nose, and the warmth of your breath as you exhale through your nose. As you're sitting here with your eyes closed, breathing in and out through your nose, you might start to become aware of how busy you were before you sat down. Honoring your time on your mat. A large part of yoga is showing up for yourself. So the next time you inhale through your nose, make the inhalation deep. You can feel your rib cage expand. Maybe you feel your belly expand as you inhale. And when you exhale, just try to release any tensions from your shoulders. Everything lets go. Keeping your eyes closed. Sitting tall. Relaxing your shoulders. We'll do a little bit of counted breathing before we start. So you can keep your eyes closed and just listen to my voice cues. So exhale, and you're going to inhale for the count of 4. 2, 3, 4. Pause for a moment. Exhale 4. 2, 3, 4. Big inhale for the count of 4. 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale 4. 2, 3, 4. Big inhale for the count of 4. 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Big inhale for the count of 4. 2, 3, 4. Pause for a moment. Exhale 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last one. Big inhale for the count of 4. 2, 3, 4. Pause. Exhale 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now keep your eyes closed and allow your breathing to take a more normal pattern, what's more normal for you. And open your hands wide, spreading your fingers wide. Inhaling, spreading your fingers really, really wide. And as you exhale, relax your fingers, fingertips gently curl in. Inhale, expanding your palms, stretching your fingers wide. Exhale, making a fist, fingers curling in. 2 more. Inhaling, spreading the fingers wide, opening up the palms. Exhale, making a fist, fingers gently curl in. Last one. Inhaling, spreading the hands wide, fingers stretch apart. Exhale, releasing, forming a gentle fist. You can do this with your eyes open or closed. If you open your hands wide and take your left hand to your heart space and place your right hand kind of in front of where your belly button is. And just breathe normally, but inhale and exhale through your nose. Maybe you become aware of your heartbeat underneath your left hand. Maybe you become aware of the rise and fall of your belly when you inhale and exhale. Just creating a little bit of stillness. And from here, bring to mind someone that you love, something that you love, a project you're working on, something that's important to you. And hold that in your heart space, devoting your practice to that. Allow your hands to come to your knees, opening your eyes. However you've crossed your legs to start with, cross them the other way now. So what we'll do is 3 poses. We'll start with Warrior 1, which we covered last time, transitioning to Warrior 3. And then we'll go over again and review Tadasana, which is our mountain pose, the basis of all standing poses. And then from mountain pose, we'll do a tree pose. And that will be enough for today's class. At the end of that, we'll lie down and rest. And while you're resting in your Shavasana, I'll just read you a short story I read earlier today, which was really lovely. So we're just going to move the shoulders a little bit. So squeezing your right shoulder to your right ear and relax. Squeezing the left shoulder to the left ear, then relax. Inhale, squeezing both of your shoulders up towards your ears. Exhale, taking your hands wide. Looking at the back of the thumbs as you take your fingers towards the ceiling. Bringing your hands down, fingertips to your sides. We're going to sync this with the breath now. So inhaling, arms up, look up. Exhale, fingertips to your sides. 3 more. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fingertips to the sides. If it hurts your neck looking up, just look straight ahead, that's fine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. As you bring in your arms up, really feel like you're lengthening your spine. Last one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands come down. Taking your hands in front of you, palms facing each other. Taking your arms up. Take your right hand behind you. Place the palm of your left hand over your right knee. Inhale, turn to face me. Exhale, twist, looking over your right shoulder. Inhale, turn to face me. Exhale, looking over your right shoulder. Inhale, ease off. Exhale, twist. So you're using the hand against the knee to act as a little bit of leverage. Coming back to center, taking both of your arms up, twisting to the left, taking the palm of your right hand to the outside of the left knee, the left hand behind you. Inhale, turn towards me. Exhale, twist, looking over that left shoulder. Inhale, turn toward me. Exhale, twist. Last one. Inhale, turning towards me. Exhale, twist. Coming back to center. If you're sitting on a block, remove it. And if you can have your legs kind of straight out in front of you, if that's uncomfortable, if you've got tight hamstrings and tight calves, get a blanket or a pillow and just pop it under the back of the knees. You'll probably see me better from the side. And again, sit nice and tall. See if you can take your hands to your sides. Don't lean back. Don't put your hands behind you to lean on. The spine is supported by your core. Your hands are just floating at your sides. Lifting the chest, shoulders down. Imagine your shoulder blades are being drawn together down your back. Just sitting tall. If you've had to use a blanket underneath your knees, that's fine. Still try and bend your feet towards you. You will get a little bit of a stretch in the calf. If anything hurts at the back of your knee or hurts under your sit bones, ease off a little bit. Otherwise, keep your rolled blanket there. Or if you've got straight legs, that's great too. This pose is called tadasana. And it looks very simple, but if you break it down, it's actually quite a strong pose. And we're going to stay here for 4 breaths. Remember, your legs are engaged, your feet are flexed towards you. Spine is long, chest is lifted, shoulders are relaxed. If it's more comfortable for you to place your hands on top of your thighs, please do that. But please don't lean back and don't arch your back. So sitting nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Before you exhale, I want you to feel like you're pushing the back of your left heel into the mat. And as you exhale, see if you can lift your right leg. Inhale. And as you exhale, push the back of the right heel into the mat and lift the left leg. And back down. Inhale. Sitting tall. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Options, if you want to try a little bit of a challenge, walk your fingers to about the level of your knees, fingertips. Lean forward a little bit. If you can't do this, don't worry, but it might be nice to try. And what I want you to do is imagine that you are engaging every single muscle in your tummy and you're curling all your muscles up in your tummy really tight. Legs are engaged, arms are engaged, and you're going to inhale. I want you to push your legs together like your knees and your ankles are stuck together, And when you exhale, see if you can lift both of your feet together. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and allow them to come down. Well done for however long you got it, and well done for trying if you didn't get it. Just shaking out the legs a little bit. And we're just going to do some movements with the spine. So we're going to do some cat-cows. We covered them last time. So before we do that, let's just take some big circles with the ankles. And then big circles with the ankles going in the other direction. Just waking up the joints. And then however is comfortable for you, come into a tabletop position. Now, cautions here. If you're hypermobile, if you've got weak wrists, if your hands are hurting, then you can always do your cat-cows on your elbows. The same goes for downward dog. But otherwise, don't just put your hands on the mat either. Really spread your fingers wide, like you're gripping with every finger pulp against the mat. So fingers spread wide, hands directly underneath your shoulders, knees hip width apart, directly underneath your hips. Feet are flat, don't tuck your toes under. And you want to have a nice straight back. Your head and neck aren't looking up and they're not looking down. Your head and neck is an extension of your spine. So you want you to imagine someone's pulling you in that direction and pulling your tailbone in that direction. And you're just going to stay here for a moment. And then I want you to move slightly more of your pressure into your right hand. Then slightly more pressure into the left hand. And slightly more pressure into the left knee. And slightly more pressure into the right knee. And then maybe move forwards over your wrists, so you're feeling more pressure in your wrists. And then move backwards a little bit, so there's more pressure in the knees. And if you want to, close your eyes and find the place where you feel balanced. There's not too much pressure in the left side, there's not too much pressure in the right side. Again, if you're hypermobile, try not to hyperextend your arms because it will stress your elbows. Try and keep them sort of straight. So from here, we're going to do some cat-cows. And if you remember, the cow is with the sunken back looking up. And the cat is an angry cat. You're stretching your shoulder blades apart. You're kind of looking sort of between your thighs. And we're going to inhale as we soften the back and we look up. Exhale, round the back into an angry cat. Maybe lean forwards a little bit as you do it. Inhale, you can take a bend in your elbows if you want to. Exhale, round the back like an angry cat. Let's do 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to your tabletop position and then look over your right shoulder towards your right hip, just stretching the spine laterally. Coming back to center, looking over your left shoulder towards, almost like towards your left foot, and then back to center. Tuck your toes under. Again, if this is a lot on your wrists, you can always come down onto your forearms. Otherwise, tuck your toes under and just for a moment, see if you can hover your knees. And then put them back down. And then see if you can walk your hands back towards your knees, bringing yourself up into a squat. You can either just come to standing, or if you want a little challenge, See if you can hover on your forefoot. And then see if you can push yourself up on your forefoot. If your feet are flat, that's fine too. So we're going to start the first standing pose. I know we've covered a little bit of these before, but it's good to keep reiterating the poses. So we're going to start with warrior one, transferring into a warrior three. So if you remember your warrior one positions, we're going to start with taking the right foot back. So your left foot's going to be at 12 o'clock. We'll do it this side. Left foot's going to be at 12 o'clock. Step back with the right foot, about kind of just less than a leg length. And make sure you've got train tracks. So I was trying to describe this in the last video and realised I got my hands in the way. So maybe if I put blocks on the wall, it will help. So when I say train tracks, I mean these are like train tracks. So if you're doing warrior one, so you'll step back with the right foot. It's at 2 o'clock. The left foot's at 12 o'clock. It's not like that, because that's like being on a tightrope and you might fall over. I hope that helps. So what left foot's at 12 o'clock, right foot's roughly about 2 o'clock. And you're going to square your hips off so they're facing forward. At this point, both legs are straight. And then with the hips facing forward, just bend into that left knee. Little tips. Make sure that when you bend into the left knee, your knee's not falling in. You want to try and keep things going forwards. Bending into that left knee. And see if you can just see the tips of the toes beyond the knee. Little points. Squeeze your right glute muscle. Squeeze your left thigh. Square your hips off towards the front. Don't lean forward like that. Don't lean back like that. Find the place where you feel balanced. Left side, right side, forward and backwards. And stay here, really feeling the legs are engaged. The outside, the sort of little toe of your right foot is digging into the mat. Your heel's not lifted, it's flat. This is a strong pose. And then bring your hands to your heart center. Squeezing the left thigh, squeezing the right glutes. Inhale, taking your arms up. You're in your warrior one. You can stay here, or if you want a little bit more, options to go into warrior three. So what you want to be doing is inching yourself forward. Your standing leg, if you can make sure that's straight and not bent. If you're hypermobile, please do not hyperextend the standing leg. You want to try and keep the thigh above the knee. So you can go into your warrior three, classic way. Arms are either side of the ears, taking yourself forwards, balancing on your standing leg. And you want to feel like your right heel's being dragged backwards and your fingers are being pulled forwards. From here, you can bring your hands to your heart center, or you can give yourself wings. Try to make sure you're not bringing that right hip up. You want to try and keep your hips even. When you're starting this, it's very easy. And I still do it, although it's not good. It's a habit whereby you're trying to keep your balance and it's more comfortable tilting your hip up. If you can try and keep your hips level, so we'll go into it again. Coming to your warrior one, bending into your left knee, making sure the knee doesn't track, squeezing the left thigh, squeezing the right glute, taking your arms up. And we're going to very gently float forwards, lifting the back leg up, strong in that standing foot, keeping the standing leg straight. So you're reaching forwards with your fingers and the back heel's being pulled towards the back of the room. And then gracefully come back your warrior one. I hope that makes sense. Let's take it to the other side. So you're going to step back with your left foot this time. So now your left foot is about 10, 11 o'clock. The right foot is at 12 o'clock. Hips are facing forward. Bend into that right knee. Make sure that you can see the tips of your toes. You don't want to go too far. Have kind of the knee sort of roughly above the ankle. It doesn't have to be perfect. The fact that you're trying these poses is wonderful, so well done. So the back foot, as I say, is about 10 o'clock. Right foot's at 12 o'clock. Squeeze your left glute. Squeeze your right thigh. Find your balance. You're not too far forward. You're not too far back. You should be getting a nice stretch, particularly down the back of the calf. Back leg is straight, chest is lifted, bending into the front knee. Bring your hands to the heart center first. Squeeze your left glute, squeeze your right thigh. Inhale, taking your arms up. You feel free, you can stay here. This is a strong pose. You want to transcend into your warrior three. Take your pressure into your right leg. When you're feeling strong, taking the left leg back, keeping the standing leg straight. Gazing down, left heel towards the back of the room. Right hands are being dragged forward. You can stay here, or you can bring your hands to your heart center. A little bit wobbly. And it's okay to wobble. If you come out of the pose, just come back into it. Your setup is really important though. If you just fly into it, you need these standing, grounding poses like mountain pose and your feet in strong positions to support your body going into other poses. So let's reset. Bending into the front knee, squeezing the left glute, engaging the right thigh. Little note, I'm a bit weaker on my right leg because I broke my leg earlier this year, but it's a lot better now, but it's got to get used to carrying my weight again. So inhale, taking your arms up, squeezing the left glute, really feeling like your spine's getting longer and you're strong. And then coming over onto that standing leg. Standing leg is strong and straight. Left heel towards the back of the room. Fingers are being pulled forwards. You can stay here or bring your hands to your heart center. Or you can give yourself wings. And when you're done, come back to your warrior one. Taking your arms up, hands to heart center. Left foot meets right foot. You can play with that again and again and again. And sometimes people prefer, when they're first practicing going into warrior three, some people just prefer to have their hands in the heart center just because it's easier first. Just get into grips with it all. And it takes time and practice, and nobody does anything perfectly. But as long as the key things, when you're in warrior one, squeeze your glute, strong through the thigh, really feel strong through that standing foot. Because when you take all your weight through the standing foot, the balance of that foot is so important for the rest of the skeleton. Try not to have your knee bent. It needs to be straight. Once you've taken that back leg up, standing leg straight. Okay, so we've done warrior one into warrior three. You can go into warrior three from warrior two as well, but I think to begin with, go into it from warrior one. Right, other one we said we'd do would be tree pose, which I think would be quite nice. It's one of my favorites. Again, you know, just forgive any falling over I might do on my right leg. And please don't be disheartened if you come out of a pose. Everybody does, all the time. Just go back into it. What you're doing is you're setting up new neural networks for your body. And each time you do something, you're refining it and you're refining it. Some days it will feel easier than other days, but just keep doing it. So let's, if you remember mountain pose, let's find our mountain pose. So you can either have your heels touching and big toes touching, or if you want a little space between your feet, about hip width, and then really stretch your toes out, lift your toes and place them down. Really feeling strong, like you're connected with your mat. Almost imagine there's like roots coming through the bottom of your mat, really connecting to your feet. Ankles are strong, calves are strong, knees are strong, thighs are engaged, but not overly so. Just a little bit of engagement in your glutes and your bum muscles. And almost feel like everything's lifting and lengthening. Like there's a golden thread coming out the top of your head, lengthening you. The spine is long. You're strong. Shoulders soften. Hands facing forward, chest slightly lifted. Inhale, taking your arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to your sides. 2 more. Inhale, arms up. You can look straight ahead if it hurts your neck to look up. Exhale, hands down. Last one. Inhale, taking your arms up, lengthening. Exhale, take your arms down. So to start with, focus on something. It's best to do this with me and then practice on your own. Focus on something eye level on the wall, either behind me or when you watch something moving, it can put you off your own balance. So focus on one thing that's not moving. I always find it's helpful if I look at something just above eye level, like where the ceiling and the wall meet. And just focus on that spot. And I want you to feel really, really strong through your left leg. I want you to feel your left calf, your left foot, your left ankle is strong. Your left thigh is strong. You're engaging the glutes, particularly on the left side, lifting your chest, and then slowly and gently lift up your right foot. So options. If you think you're going to be wobbly, it's fine just to have your ankle, just your heel of your right foot just above the left ankle with your toes touching. If that can give you confidence in progressing with the pose. If you want to try and challenge yourself, by all means put the sole of your left foot against the lower part of your left leg. If you want a little bit more, you can take the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Make sure you don't put your foot on the knee. And when you're here, it's helpful to have your hands on your hips. I want you to really squeeze your left thigh, squeeze your left glute, and almost feel like your right sole of your right foot is pushing into the thigh of the left leg. Hold it here. Squeeze your glutes. Maybe tease that knee out a little bit. From here, you can take your hands into heart center. See, I've come out of it. I've got slippy leggings on. Little tip, if you've got slippy leggings on, maybe put a bit of moisture underneath your right foot, and it helps it stick. So if you come out of it, come back into it. Taking your hands to your heart center. Squeezing the right foot against the left thigh. If you want a little bit more, inhale, taking the arms up. Maybe give your tree branches. Maybe taking your hands back to your heart center, gently releasing the right foot. Pedal out your legs a little bit. So your options here are, we'll just recap, hands on your hips to start with, sole of the right foot to the lower leg, or the toes can touch and the heels there. Don't keep doing that though. I want you to build to a place where you're actually balancing on one leg. But to begin with, it's fine to build confidence. Or you can take your leg higher. If it's just with your hands on your hips to begin with, that's fine. Lift your chest. But if you can take your hands to your heart center, fantastic, even if it's only for a second. And then if you can take your arms up, superb. And then if you want to give your hands your tree branches, and then slowly and gracefully come out of the pose. Okay, let's take it to the other side. It can really work your foot muscles. I think this is a fantastic pose for strengthening the foot. So taking it to the other side, just get your setup, feeling strong. Really feel like every single muscle in your right foot is engaged. Your right leg is feeling strong. Taking the heel of the left foot to the lower leg with the toes touching, or you can have the sole of the foot against the lower leg, or you can take the sole of that left foot to the inside of the right thigh. I'm a bit wobbly on this side. And your hands to your hips. Squeeze the right glute, squeeze the left thigh, hands to heart center. Want a little bit more? Taking your arms up. Maybe giving your tree branches. Very slowly and gently, bringing your hands together, hands to heart center, gently releasing that foot. We'll do one more on this side, and then we'll come down to a nice savasana. Even though these are only 3 poses that we've done, when you break them down to look at the setup, they are quite a bit of a workout, aren't they? Right, so really feeling strong through the right foot, engaging your glutes, feeling strong in your thighs, taking the sole of the left foot up to wherever's comfortable, just not on the knee. And then when you're here, nippy leggings, when you're here, maybe see if you can just tease that knee out a little bit. Squeezing the thigh, squeezing the glutes, hands on hips, maybe hands to heart center, maybe taking your arms up, maybe giving your tree branches. And then very slowly and gently bringing your hands down and gently coming out of the pose, shaking out the legs. Balance on your left foot, squeezing your right knee up towards your chest. Just give it a little squeeze in. Releasing the leg. Let's take the left knee up, squeeze it up towards the chest. Releasing the leg. So to get down to the mat, let's get down with purpose, shall we? So to start with, let's have the heels in and the toes out. So your legs are probably as if you put your arms out and if you were dropping a line from your wrists are kind of over your ankles. Bringing your hands to heart center. So cautions here, if you have any knee issues, turn your feet in a little bit. Otherwise, toes out, heels in. Inhale. And when you exhale, imagine you're sliding down an imaginary wall. Get my knees creaking, pushing your hands together. Hold it here. Come on up. Let's go again, squeezing your hands together so there's lots of energy up here. Squeezing the thighs. I want you to feel like you're trying to drag your feet together. Nothing's moving, but everything will be engaging in your adductor muscles. So let's go down nice and slow. If you can go a little bit lower. Hold it here. Push through the feet. Come to standing. Take your feet a little bit closer together. You can heel toe them in. Standing nice and tall. Inhale. Arms up. Exhale, taking the right hand to the right waist And then squeeze your glutes, and you're just moving the upper body, taking your gaze up towards the ceiling under the left hand. Hold it here. Squeeze your bum as hard as you can. Look forward. See if you can release the other arm. Inhale. Exhale. Come back up. Inhale. Exhale, taking the left hand to the left hip as you take the right arm over. So your right arm is up against your right ear. It's not in front of it, so you're not twisting. Imagine you're up against an imaginary wall. Inhale, squeeze your glutes. Exhale. Inhale. And you exhale, see if you can release the other arm and come to standing. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Just squeeze your shoulder blades together as you take your gaze up, maybe peeling your arms away from your back. Exhale. Take your right foot forward, bend into your right knee, take your fingertips to the mat, and step back with your left foot, taking the left knee down, and then just come to seated. So go and get your blanket, wrap yourself up with your blanket. While you're wrapping yourself up with your blanket, gently roll yourself down onto your mat. You come down slowly with the knees bent, but don't just flop down. If it's difficult for you to roll back, then just gently ease back, maybe onto your elbows. Allow your feet to fall out. Palms are open, palms facing up. Just roll your head gently from left to right, stretching out the back of your neck. Inhale. And when you exhale, open your jaw wide. Close your eyes. Inhale. Pausing at the top of the breath. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. Through the nose, filling the lungs. Pausing at the very top of the breath. Exhale. Inhale, opening the palms wide, stretching out the fingers. Exhale, allow the hands to relax. Eyes are closed. Inhale through the nose, filling the lungs. Pausing for a moment at the very top of the breath where you can't breathe in anymore. And slowly release the exhale. Eyes are closed. Inhale through the nose, filling the lungs. Pausing at the very top of the breath. Slowly releasing the exhale as you start to relax into your savasana. Your eyelids are heavy. Forehead, chin, cheeks are relaxed. The back of the neck is relaxed. Scalp, the ears, the nose, relaxed. Front of the neck is relaxed. Shoulders are relaxed. The left arm is relaxed. The right arm is relaxed. Back of the left hand relaxed. Back of the right hand relaxed. Chest, front of the chest is relaxed. The palm of the left hand is relaxed. The palm of the right hand is relaxed. Both thumbs are relaxed. All the fingers of the left hand, all the fingers of the right hand are relaxed. Fingertips are gently curling in. Shoulder blades are relaxed. Whole of the spine is relaxed. Hips, left leg, right leg, relaxed. Left knee, right knee is relaxed. The left shin and the right shin are relaxed. Half of the left foot, half of the left leg, half of the right leg is relaxed. Back of the left heel is relaxed and heavy. Back of the right heel is relaxed and heavy. The top of the left foot is relaxed. Top of the right foot is relaxed. All 10 toes are relaxed. The sole of the left foot is relaxed. The sole of the right foot is relaxed. Both legs are relaxed. Whole of the spine is relaxed. The shoulders, the back of the neck, the arms, the hands, the fingers, all relaxed. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, filling the lungs. And as you exhale, whole system relaxed. Whole system relaxed. Keeping your eyes closed as you relax, with every exhale, sleeping, sinking deeper and deeper into your relaxation. With every inhale and exhale, I want you to imagine the breath as a beautiful white light, nourishing, healing, rejuvenating, beautiful breath of life. And as you watch this beautiful white breath of life, realizing how lovely and perfect and beautiful it is, you realize that is you in your purest form. Beautiful white breath of light. Inhaling through the nose, filling the lungs. Gently releasing the exhale. Beautiful, beautiful breath of life that you are. Taking a deep breath in through your nose, filling your lungs. Pausing at the top of the breath. Gently releasing the exhale. Starting to become aware of the noises in and around your room, your home. Maybe bringing a little bit of movement into your fingers and your toes. Keeping your eyes closed. Taking a deep breath in through the nose, filling the lungs. Releasing the out breath. And keeping your eyes closed, gently rolling onto your right hand side. Maybe into a little ball, whatever feels comfortable for you. And then when you're ready, keeping your eyes closed, coming to a comfortable seated position on your mat. Keeping your eyes closed. Opening up your arms, taking your arms up. Bringing your hands together. Bringing it down into your heart space, your heart center. Bring all that love and energy you've created for yourself in your practice into your heart space for when you need it most. May the love of yoga be within you, around you. Namaste. Well done, everybody.